What's good, family? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, for you man who don't know, it's all been kicking off over the last week since Ryan, the TikTokogram champion of the world, the undisputed, undefeated TikTokogram champion of the world, beat the bum, Javier Fortuna, who jumped on the floor, who couldn't wait to jump on the floor. Yeah, 100%. Was paid, no doubt, by Oscar de la Sniffer to jump on the floor. After the fight, Ryan Garcia called out Tank Davis and said, I want to run it with you, Mr. Floyd Mayweather Sugar Baby, at 140 pounds. After that, after a few days of radio silence, and after a few days of Ryan Garcia mugging off, Tank Davis, who lost his voice, lost his phone, lost his Twitter, had nothing to say, super duper silent. Floyd Mayweather came out and finally spoke up and said, oh man, Tank Davis, he my sugar baby, and I'm going to protect him, and, Ryan, you need to back off, and you're too big at 140. We don't want it, nothing to do with y'all at 140. It's going to have to be at 145, and, Ryan Garcia, you too big, and you too strong, and we the A-side, and, 100%. So you heard the recording there. That was a quick recording of Floyd, his response to Ryan Garcia's call out at 140. And that leads us basically up to today. Ryan Garcia's obviously heard that and said the following. Ryan Garcia on Floyd Mayweather insisting Gervonta Davis fight would have to be at 135. It's any weight, any time, any place. There's your answer, Floyd. Oh yeah, you can get it too if you want. Let's hear the excuse now. Wow. Oh, you're airing out Floyd too. I love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love his part. And the crazy thing is, I'm sure maybe I'm imagining it. But anyway, man, listen. I was about to say, I'm sure that I said something about that. But anyway, man, listen. I think I did say Ryan should call out Floyd. Old ass Floyd. I did. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I said that since Floyd is having these weird exhibition fights, why not Ryan? That would make perfect sense. We know Floyd loves to fight the whole Mexican thing. Ryan's got a huge following. And it's obviously lesser risk. We know Floyd ain't going to fight Errol Spence. So that makes sense. Anyway, man, listen. I don't want, all jokes aside, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I wouldn't mind seeing Floyd versus Ryan Garcia. If we can do all these weird fights, that'd be one I wouldn't protest to be honest with you. But anyway, back to the point. You've heard the rebuttal from Ryan. And I gotta be honest with you, man. Initially, after the Fortuna fight, Ryan came out, I want to make sure the public know that Tank's ducking. And I gotta be honest, Tank's been quiet. I haven't heard from him for a week. So it was looking good for Ryan. But a week later now, and Ryan, and the fact these words for me just make me a bit edgy. It says, it's any way, anytime, any place. Now, when people say anytime, any place, anywhere, any way, it just gets me nervous because it almost sounds like you're just talking for the sake of talking. Do you know what I'm saying? Bear in mind, people, before the Fortuna fight, before the real pressure, before Ryan Garcia started putting on the real pressure to Tank, he was saying, I want to do all the contract negotiations in public so everyone knows. Now, the reason I tell you that is to say that it's been a week or 8 days now, and Ryan is still coming back with this stuff, anytime, any place, anywhere, which is great to some extent, but it makes me think like, okay, as a fan who you've told you wanted to make sure everything's done publicly, I'm about ready now to hear some actual facts, like, hi guys, no more trash talking. I want you to know my team sent an email today with an offer. I don't even know yet. So far, again, initially, after the Fortuna fight, I was happy with Ryan Garcia just publicly airing out Tank. But it's been a week later now. You've had a full working week. And we haven't, so far, it's still going back at the banterous level. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Are you saying that in the contract? Have you sent a contract with that? You know what I'm saying? Where are we? Because what I don't want, every time, and I've been saying this consistently, I've had up to here of people posturing on social media. I don't need no more of that. These kind of bars here, are the kind of bars we heard from David Benavidez and Caleb Plant when they was both busy. Oh, anytime, any place, anywhere, after this fight. I've been heard that. I want to hear now specific actions you've taken to make this fight happen. I don't want to hear. Now again, if you're sending contracts with any time, any place, anywhere in, tell us that. Tell us, hi fans, I sent Tank Davis and his team a contract that says I'm happy to fight at any weight, any time, any place. We're now waiting. We've given Tank a 7-day deadline and we're waiting. Yeah? We'll post updates here. That's what I'm waiting for right now. I ain't trying to hear no more woofing. I ain't trying to hear no more posturing. I ain't trying to hear no more calling out Floyd. And listen, if your targets, I've already explained, I'm happy to see the Floyd versus Garcia fight, but make it clear. Drop the whole Tank thing and say you're pressing Floyd now. And to be honest, given the fact you said you wanted Tank initially, forget Floyd. Scrap that. That's my idea. That's my thinking. Scrap Floyd. I want to hear about this now. You said you wanted Tank. You said you want contract negotiations to be done in public. Let's do it then. No more talk. It's been a week now. You've had a week of kind of punking. I'm the first person to say I love seeing Ryan Garcia punk Tank Davis, who's lost his voice. Because Tank Davis, I've already explained to you, man. Tank Davis, people say, well, Ryan Garcia hasn't fought anyone either. Listen, Ryan Garcia is 5 years younger than Tank. And I'm not excusing it. You best believe if Ryan Garcia gets to 28 and he hasn't fought no one, I'll be saying the same thing. But Tank is 28 years old, and when you actually look around, every big fight, Tevin Farmer, Tank didn't do it. Lomachenko, Tank didn't do it. Devin Haney, Tank ain't doing it. Ryan Garcia, Tank ain't doing it. Do you understand? Every single big topical fight at the time, Tevin Farmer fight at the time was huge. Lomachenko fight at the time was huge. Never happened. And Tank is that old now. Ryan Garcia still 5 years younger. So I'm not at that point with him yet. Do you understand? So that's why I'm not taking, even though that's what gets me the most. That's why I'm so hard on Tank, essentially. Because he's the one who has the most potential. I'd have backed him to beat everyone, but he's a scary ass dude. That's why I'm not doing it no more. I'm not going to sit here and say before, I'd have sat here and told you, yeah, Tank will knock this guy out. Tank will knock that guy out. I ain't doing that no more. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, I think I'm backing Devin Haney on principle. Even if in my brain I think that Tank might have an edge there, I'm backing Haney. Haney can win. Because he deserved to win. And, you know what I'm saying? He got the heart to win. He got the brain to win. He got the balls to win. Tank's scary. I'm sorry, Tank's scary. Especially when now people, don't forget, Tank really shot himself in the foot. Because a lot of the time, people was blaming Floyd. Oh, it's not Tank. Tank will fight anyone. It's Floyd. But guess what? Tank came out last month. Oh, man, it's time for me to spread my wings and I need to make my own decisions. Oops. That was literally 6 weeks ago. Probably, no more, 7 weeks ago he said that. And he ain't do nothing. So don't tell me no more about Tank. I ain't trying to hear about Tank. We've been heard about Tank. Yeah, he's scary. Facts. That's why he isn't moving. That's why he isn't leaving Floyd. He loves to fight bums. That's what the conclusion you can take. Tank loves to fight people who ain't no one trying to watch him fight. He loved that. And that's fine, but I don't have to support it. Yeah? And really, no one should support it. The reason boxing's in the place it's in is because some of you goobers keep buying the pay-per-views, keep going to the shows. There should be no one. At Tank versus Romero, there should have been 0 pay-per-views sold. There should have been 0 tickets sold. And that way, Floyd isn't able to say, oh man, well, Tank's the most paid, and Tank's does... You can't even blame... Yeah, you can blame Tank, but it's the fans as well to blame. Just because they serve you up shit don't mean you have to eat it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's wrong with you, man? Weird. Super weird. But yeah, man, listen. With Ryan, I love the pressure. I love the lack of respect. But we've been had this. We've been had Ryan showing no respect to Team Tank. To Team Floyd. That's great. Now, I want to see what you're actually doing behind the scenes. That's what we need to see now. Whenever you've got an update, we need to see what you're doing. Because so far, we don't even know. Has Ryan sent out a contract? We don't know. Has he sent out? Has he sent out a term sheet? We don't know. And if so, why not? And the thing is, you might say, YB, the business takes longer and it takes a week to get a term sheet. That's my point, Ryan. Tell us that. Tell us, hi guys, it takes, hi guys, I told you I was going to keep you in the loop with the boxing business, or I told you I was going to keep you in the loop with the Gervonta Tank Davis negotiations. Me and my team are writing up a term sheet. It takes a week. I'll let you know when it's posted. Boom, a week later. Here's the email, or here's the letter, we're posting it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of thing I expect now. Otherwise, what was you talking about? Oh, I'm going to show everyone. Well, so far, you just talk on Twitter some more. That's not what I'm looking for. I've been known fighters cannot make fights happen on Twitter. I've been known that. That ain't helping no one. I need to see the implementation of negotiations being recorded right now. That's what I must see. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tank, he washed in my opinion. He quiet. I ain't trying to hear no more. I ain't trying to hear no more from Tank. The quicker he loses, the better for everyone. He no good. He just fronting. Yeah? Because what I don't get is, if Tank's saying, oh, Ryan don't want it, why aren't you exposing that then? What's this whole business of, oh, I'm going to sit quiet? Tank be saying, oh, I'm going to sit quiet and not say anything. What's that doing then? Because guess what, Tank? You've sat quiet and not done anything for the Tevin Farmer fight, which didn't happen. You sat quiet and didn't do anything for the Lomachenko fight, which didn't happen. You sat quiet and didn't do anything for every other fight that hasn't happened. So we don't need to see any more of you sitting quiet. We need to see you posting receipts. And I implore both sides. I'm not sucking Ryan Garcia off. It just so happens Ryan Garcia is the only one who's gassing me up, telling me he's going to do what he's going to do. Now, there's a chance he just woofing. There's a chance Ryan Garcia's got no intention. And we ain't never going to see no receipts. And if that's the case, I'll be completely done with it. I'll never believe a word Ryan Garcia says ever again if we don't see some receipts. But so far, I'm going to give him one more chance. I mean, if you're going to gas me up then. Let's see anyway how it plays out. I'm just hoping that... Well, I just want to see some receipts from either side. That's what I never understood. If I was a fighter, and I genuinely wanted to fight, why wouldn't you be putting out receipts? I remember Eddie Hearn. AJ wanted the Luis Ortiz fight. Luis Ortiz didn't want it. And Luis Ortiz said, oh no, AJ was ducking. Eddie Hearn leaked the emails. Team Ortiz had to apologise and admit they got caught lacking. I don't know how that hasn't become the precedent. Why isn't that the standard now? Because it wouldn't take long, you know. All it would take is a few occasions where people have lied and been caught lying, and eventually people would say, you know what, damn, we best just tell the truth that we don't want it. Because otherwise, he's going to put the emails out anyway. That's the standard we need to get to in boxing. Everyone just post receipt. No talking, just post receipts. Post receipts. Here's the email, didn't get a response from Team Davis. Oops. Simple as that. That way, we all know Tank Davis shit himself and don't want Ryan Garcia. And if it's the other way, so be it. I couldn't care less who's ducking. I think at this point, it's probably both of them. I think they both just posturing, truth be known. But until one team takes the prerogative, and that's ultimately the problem here. The problem is, guess what? Ryan Garcia made 2 mil. Tank Davis made 5 mil. When you're making 2 mil and 5 mil respectively, yeah, okay, the fans think I'm scary. Do you know what I mean? 2 mil says otherwise. 2 mil fighting a bum tells me I don't care what the fans say. That's what it comes down to, you know what I'm saying? No one cares if the fans respect them or not. Because their bank balance be boosted up. Let's see how it plays out anyway.